How to?
He said he gonna say how to.
You ain't got nothing from me?
You got something, you got old one, man. Give us an old one.
What about you, Donovan?
Oh, I got it. I write down stuff. I don't.
Well, I want to thank you all for coming to this meeting. This is going to be a very enlightening meeting because I have a lot of unusual subject matters to build on, which I normally don't touch on. But tonight I'm going to hit on those different titles and give up information in those areas. But first of all, I want to thank you all for coming. We consider these masterminds, so we're not so much concerned about how many people comes here. If the universe brings them here, because it's all one divine mind, then we love it. If it's just us here getting this message out to our DVD viewers, then that's fine as well. But we know that if people end up at these sessions, that it's a cosmic conscious that brought them here and that it's a divine unification. That's why they end up at these meetings. So I want to thank you all definitely for being here and know that the ideas that will be coming from this meeting is a reflection of the ancestors and the overall mastermind of this consciousness. So it's just not coming through me. I'm just a conduit or a vessel to allow these divine energy to manifest through the form of this lecture. So we got to be aware of that. So you all, thought, subconscious mind, the teacher that is inside of you is going to be utilizing me as well to get this message across today. So I want to start off with just some dialogue that I had yesterday about building with this sister that I was talking to in Hyde Park. And the issue of keeping it real came up. What does that mean? Keeping it real. Now my journey evolved from that terminology, from that slogan. My entire spiritual journey unfolded from those words, keeping it real. How that happened is I started off in hip-hop, as an MC. I started off just being an MC, and then I ultimately ended up producing and then managing a group. But as I developed it further from that, out of a desire to keep it real, I went from managing and producing a group to creating something called the Music Mafia. And that was a compilation of different music studios and people with labels and distribution companies that were black owned, that I unified them for the purpose of being able to utilize our resources to move Chicago artists to a very high level through the organization and the unification of our resources. So I graduated from that when I started realizing what the music industry was made of, what was considered hot, or what was considered powerful in the music industry was anti what we need to be building on. So out of my desire to keep it real, I evolved from the capitalistic endeavors of the music industry to saying, man, how do we help the people? How do we really get a message out 100% real, not dependent on the Jews, not dependent on the Europeans, but how do we get our own message out that's going to reach the people and change the condition of our people? Because they won't let it come out through that medium, because they control the distribution. They control it, but they don't control everything. But if we go through that medium, then they control how we can actually express ourselves. They can determine what sells, who's going to have what shows, what acts they're going to put out, how many stars they're going to give who. They make this up in order to control and keep people where they're at. So out of the consciousness of keeping real, I stepped out of that entire framework. I stepped out of that entire structure. And then I started studying Rastafarianism. Keeping it real took me to really establishing a relationship with nature and getting in tune with the ancestors and the natural spirits. So that took me to Rastafari. But then as I further started building, wanting to even keep it more real, I come to the realization that what actually is real is ourselves. There is no keeping it real for anyone. And there's no way that anyone can keep it real for us. That means that reality expresses 100% of itself all the time. Now, it's your responsibility to see it for what it is. So no one can keep it real to you. What you see is exactly what you get. If you're unable to see it, it's not due to somebody not keeping it real. It's due to you not opening up your third eye and evolving to a level of consciousness where you can see what's going on. There are no blank holes or empty spaces in reality. It's all there. There's no room for that which is real to be hidden or concealed in any aspect of the universe. It's all available. Everything exists.